Everybody that serves in the armed forces, there's always a time where you look yourself in the mirror and say, this is it, it's time for something new. An opportunity presented itself, we jumped on it, the whole family was excited about it, and here we are a year and a half later. The big transformation into getting into the wine industry kind of happened by accident, and we just kept going with it. It happened organically, and here we are with the vineyard. It's a weird transition, not just for me, every service member who's gone through this, and am I making the right decision? Yes, I'm passionate about wine, I love it, it's what I want to do for the rest of my life, but this transition part is all the feelings, but the number one job that I have to remember is I still have to provide for my family. But for right now, just focusing on Morale Patch Wine Company and getting it launched and distributed, and we have an amazing team that's helping us do that. So it might just all go to shit because we're managing it for the first time. But we're trying, and this is what we love to do. This is cool, like just being in the dirt. It's very therapeutic for me, and I've learned in the last year and a half that this is where it all starts. If the grapes are crap, there's no way to make good wine, right? Once we realized the type of product we can produce out of here and the experience and just a homey vibe, we were ready to introduce a new brand. And I'll never forget the day that my business partner, Dave Bryant, after a nice bottle of wine, threw out the idea of take one of my patches off my flight suit and slap it on a bottle and sell it through distribution. So I went to my Jeep, grabbed my favorite patch, which is the pilot training patch, 1406, we called it budget cuts, and came back inside and we took off the front label of the bottle we drank and we slapped it on there. And then it kind of clicked to me. This is how I can transition out of the military and still keep one foot in. This is a brand that can actually help people. This is a brand that the patch represents more than just a bottle of wine. And it represents a cause, it represents a story. In my opinion, it's not good enough to just say thank you for your service. There's a lot of men and women that actually need help, and through this brand, we can do our small part in helping that. So after multiple iterations, months and months of trying to figure out what two patches that we want to put on the bottle, we came down to two. It was the P51 Mustang.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from the United Press. Flash, Washington.
And the Wasp pilots.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air.
For the P51, it really just came down to, I kept fighting for it because it was by far my favorite aircraft of all time. So we messed with a few designs with it, but that's kind of the main reason. I think the P51, extremely pivotal in World War II when it came in theater. The long range it had, the maneuverability, the speed, it was just mopping the floor with the enemies at that time. When it came down to the white wine, we decided to use the Wasp patch. And that had an incredible story behind it. I don't think not many people, even in the military, know about this story. It was, these women from these farm towns in the middle of nowhere and big cities from all over the United States, when the country needed them, they raised their hand. I thought it was a super cool, unique story that not many people know about. I love the story. It's a very big part of aviation. Again, the main reason we went with the Air Force theme on this first bottle is because I served in the Air Force. Down the line, I think we would like to do an Army brand, a Marine, Navy, and have different stories from each branch as well.